All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chid from Goon Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time, I'm back to talk about transfer rumors in general. That's right, you're through to Eagle Eye. Now that I'm here, I'm ready to talk about transfer rumors, and as I hope you're flooding into the chat. I'll come in there shortly. Let me touch on some of these stories. Let's first things first. Let's go with William Saliba. So it looks as though the William Saliba saga is drawing to a close. It looks like Arsenal are poised to make their second signing of the summer. Arsenal are on the verge of completing a £30 million Euro deal for William Saliba, the Saint Etienne defender, 18 years old. The deal, as I said yesterday, and I think I said the day before, it was never an issue of money. The understanding was that the fee was more or less agreed for some time. The thing that was the stumbling block was the whole loaning back thing. And Arsenal argued the case that, well, if we're going to loan him back to you, then you need to lower that fee. Because obviously it doesn't make sense that we're spending so much on a player that we can't even have for another season. But as many people have pointed out, because I think Barcelona are doing a similar thing with De Ligt, Arsenal have kind of worked out a deal whereby they aren't technically paying much up front. So everything that they're paying is from next year's budget and beyond, presumably. So it doesn't affect us and what we do in the transfer window in terms of targeting the centre back this year. And I think that's a positive. I think for me, this kid clearly has something about himself. A decent amount of teams were tracking him, including Spurs. And for him to be rated so highly, 18 years old, there's got to be something about this kid that's really, really exceptional. And I don't know about you, I'm sick of losing out on exceptional young kids. And I think a lot of people will also say, well, why are we targeting and spending so much money on someone so young? I don't mind it, because if you notice, really, there is a lot of emphasis at the moment from clubs around the world are targeting young players. Look at Barcelona with De Ligt. Look at Atletico Madrid with this Felix guy. I don't fucking remember his name. That is just the emphasis. That is just what clubs are doing at the moment. They're focusing on their young players and investing in the future. So that the thing that is forcing clubs to do this is because of how wild the transfer fees are getting. So it's placing more emphasis on identifying these kids and this talent quickly. Identify them quickly, overspend if you have to secure them, so that once you have the asset, you keep them constantly locked down. The understanding is that when William Saliba finally comes in, he'll be in on a 5-year deal, set to be around about the £60,000 mark, which is a lot of money for anybody, never mind an 18-year-old. But he will be 19 by then. So let's see if this kid is the real deal. From my perspective, I feel better about this deal, knowing that it doesn't really affect our budget for this year. I think that was the main annoyance for a lot of people, the fact that we're going to invest so much money on a kid and not get any benefit of it. It doesn't matter how good he is. If he ain't playing for us, what the fuck is the point? Do you know what I mean? And I think that explains a lot of the links now to this Walter Kinnaman guy, for the Argentinian centre-back who's 28 years old. There's some more talks today of the idea that Arsenal aren't interested in bringing him in. That now makes more sense, because I think if you bring someone like that in, for some reason, I don't see Socrates playing past this season. I've just got a feeling it's a quick pit stop for him, because he gave one interview last season where he was talking about the fact that, he doesn't see him finishing his career at Arsenal, that he sees himself going back to Greece and finishing his career there. I've just got this feeling that there is that general understanding that he's here for a couple of years and then he's going to bounce. So I think with that in mind, you bring in someone like a Kahneman who is of a similar ilk to a Socrates, except can play the ball. So, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We just need a defender to help improve things. And I think another way that you improve things is you improve the fullback area, because that was where we were leaking a lot of our goals. Whether it was through mistakes through Kolasinac, whether it was through just old age of Monreal, or whether it was through Ainsley Maitland-Niles not being a right back, bless him. So I would like to see us improve on those areas. Speaking of which, that brings me on to Kieran Tierney. So Kieran Tierney, just more toing and froing. The belief is that supposedly we are in advanced negotiations with Kieran Tierney, which would suggest that the clubs have certainly met a fee or are about to agree on a fee, which would then allow us to negotiate with the player himself. I will say that there may be something in that story, simply because when Arsenal did bid earlier on, the two bids that they did bid for, we were told that were rejected very quickly. We were also told that they went back in for a third bid, set to be closer to what Celtic were actually asking for, somewhere within around the £22 million region. And we haven't heard anything since. So that probably suggests that something's in the works here. Like most of you, I think a lot of you are saying, well, we're about to go to America. We still don't have a senior signing actually on our books. Like, surely we need to get. I think if it's going to be one, it will be Tierney. Considering we go off to America this week, it's going to be tight. Arsenal like taking their time completing these things, but at least I'm encouraged by hearing the words that we are interested in Tierney. So let's see what happens. And then the final story that I'm going to focus on for now, just because there isn't a lot going on at the moment, but I'm conscious that when I talk about these things, I don't leave you guys with a lot of hope for the future. I realize I talk about a lot of dire things, a lot of things that to Arsenal fans are probably unrealistic. And I think sometimes it is nice when you see one of your own come through, And in this particular instance, we have three players who are under 23s. And all right, technically, Eddie Nketiah isn't one of our own. He came from Chelsea, but he is an Arsenal fan. So I don't know how he ended up at Chelsea in the first place. But, they're three players who are clearly determined to do well for the club. And they've been promoted. They've been promoted to the first team. And that is Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson, and Joe Willock, which is the one that, if I'm being honest, slightly surprised me. Not because I don't think he's ready, but just because I felt like, for me, Emre would probably more likely to promote Emil Smith-Rowe before Willock. But I actually do think Willock has shown more in his development. Unfortunately for Smith-Rowe, because he was injured, he didn't have a chance to do that. It wouldn't shock me, actually, if Emil Smith-Rowe ended up going on loan. It's not something I would do, but I could see the logic behind it. And for me, congratulations to the guys. As I suspected, and as I said the entire time, I felt that Arsenal would look to solve that Ramsey dilemma by promoting someone within, rather than going out to buy. And it looks like that's the option that they're looking to take. I think Joe Willock has come on very well, because if I'm being honest, when his brother Chris was here about 3 years ago, I thought he was the better brother. But Joe, over the last 18 months, has shown real progress with his game, actually. He's looked very, very strong, technically very, very good. My only thing with him is I want his awareness and his passing just to sharpen up a little bit better. I just want that all round of his game to just be a little bit sharper. But for me, I think if he's getting under 23 games and combination of under 23 games, couple of appearances here and there, and maybe obviously like Europa League runs, Carabao Cup runs. For me, I'm happy with that. Reece Nelson, I think we'll be hoping for a little bit more than that, given the fact that we don't have a winger. We're struggling to get a winger over the line. So he may eye his spot, or sorry, he may have an eye on one of those winger spots. And for me, with Reece, I just want him to keep his head down, work hard, work hard. You know, you say you love the club, and I believe you. I think the way you bang on about the club, I want a girl to love me the way Reece Nelson seems to love Arsenal. I just want him to just keep his head down, focus, and the kid will do well. He has so many good attributes, so many. And then obviously Eddie Nketiah. Now I'll be honest, out of the three, he's the one I have the least amount of hope that he will progress for. I haven't seen enough to tell me that he is someone that I believe will make it. But I'm not clocked out on him by any means. I think clearly if we're promoting him, we have hope. And if we have hope, then there must be something that the manager sees on a day-to-day basis that, quite frankly, we don't. So let's see what happens. I didn't mention this in yesterday's stream, but obviously John Jules played on, was it Sunday or Saturday that they played? Saturday. And he scored 2 goals. The first was a penalty, but that first goal was beautifully placed. And I like his attributes. He's big, strong, real old school number 9 type of, striker. Very, very young. So I ain't going to gas him up too much, please, people. Don't get it twisted in what I'm saying. But I tell you what, if you keep progressing the way he is, I have a lot of hopes for him. He's going on the US tour now. That wasn't the plan before Saturday, but his performances have clearly caught the eye of the manager. The manager's like, yep, I want him. I want him on the tour. So let's see what he's got. Let's see how he progresses. And for me, I'm excited. So let's see. In terms of Saka, I know a lot of you might be expecting me to say something about Saka, given his Nigerian connections. I think it's right not to promote him. I really do. I want him to continue working hard. Because the one thing I would say for the 3 guys that are being promoted, all of them have paid their dues. All of them have done the under 23s. All of them have come through the classes the way you would expect them to. They've made that progress. They've made the features. They've not bitched. They've not moaned. They've just kept their head down and kept working. Saka's 17, 18. Just hold on, son. Keep going. Keep progressing. There's something there, 100%. But I just want to see, like I've seen people say alone. Actually, I think it's a bit too soon for a loan for him. I just want him to continue to develop and learn his game. The one thing I would say, and I know people will take the piss out of what Steve Bold said at the weekend. I actually quite liked it. Steve Bold was talking about what he hopes to achieve in the role. And he said, actually, it's less about winning. It's more about developing the players, which on the one hand, that might just send alarm bells to you. Like, no, they should be taught the winning mentality from early. Actually, when you're that sort of age, what you just want to do, you want self-development. It's not necessarily about getting the job done. It's about the skills and the development that you learn from a young age. To be honest, that's the Barcelona way of doing things. And we're talking Barcelona. They don't think about winning as a kid. They talk about nurturing their skills and bringing them through gradually and learning values. And that's the sort of thing you're supposed to do as a youngster, you know? So I actually am quite hopeful if he plans to take them through that route. And then obviously, as they start to integrate into the first team, you hope that culture will begin to change the more that they train with what we hope are winners. But let's see what happens. Anyway, let's dive into the chat, see what you guys are saying. Please do give this video a massive like if you haven't already done so. And I'm about to go and see, probably first and foremost, if there's a fake chig around, as there usually is. And then we could go from there. Wow, 77 people watching, 18 likes. Come on, people. You can do better than that. Evening, Adam. What up, Alan? I see you. Voice, come on, you gooners. What's this next season bullshit? I would prefer to have him this season as well, I must admit. But let's just look at it this way. It doesn't affect what we're doing this season. So I'm all right with that. Crush that like button. Yes, Gary. Mr. Robinson. Thank you, brother. Herb Jeans. Sorry, Herb. Hello, brother. What up, Wilson? Aussie Gooner, my man. I rate you and Lee. Now I stream at different times so I can watch both. Yeah, to be honest with you, Aussie, if we ever clash, it is on accident. So, for example, yesterday, my intention was to stop before he starts. And we never want to shit on each other's audiences because we know that a lot of us have the same subscribers as each other. So, yeah. Honestly, if we ever do it, it's straight up an accident. Wilson, what centre back should Arsenal be signing, chick? For me, it would be Lewis Dunk. That would be the one. That would be my preference, just because he's unlike any other defender we currently have, and I think that's what you should do. And then the good thing about doing that is that if you went for a Lewis Dunk, by the time Saliba comes back, you got two big 6'5", huge motherfuckers in the defense. One's a ball playing centre back, one's a no nonsense geezer. Job done. Let's see them work. That would be my preference. I know it's not going to happen, but that would be my preference. Thank you for the donation, Rabadam. You're getting, honestly, as loyal as VP, I tell you. I'm gonna guess Saliba will turn out a success. I think he will too, Rabadam. I've just got a feeling he's got all the attributes, the stats back him up. I'm not really a stats guy, but they do. I'm not going to pretend like I've studied him extensively, but I also like the fact that it's frustrating for us as Arsenal fans, don't get me wrong, but in a way, I actually quite like the fact that the kid wants one more year to just develop. Because he's 18. Fuck. So I can understand that. I can. Majid, we still need an experienced defender, especially if we loan Saliba for next season. 100%. Majid, 100%. I think, to be honest though, Majid, I thought we needed two defenders anyway. so this situation kind of was like, all right, well, let's go and get another one. And that's what I'm hoping. It actually gives us an excuse to go out there and get another one. My boy VP, yeah, I saw what you said. Listen, it's always good to let people know that you sent them to your channel. So yeah. Thank you to Lee. I did see him to give me a massive shout out. So thank you. We can make a 40 million bid for Zaha. Can't get Tierney deal done. Makes no sense. I'm with you, Matt Manners. To me, the Tierney deal should trump anything we're doing for Zaha. Anything. Sort that Tierney deal out first, and then I'll back you for the Zaha thing. Even if I don't rate him, I'll back him. But sort that Tierney deal out first, because we're looking like a laughing stock. Will Arsenal sign Tierney before the pre-season? Well, considering they're back in training, what do you mean, before the pre-season game? Let's see. Supposedly we're in advanced talks. That's all I'm going to say. Do you think Arsenal and Do you think Arsenal need Zaha and Fraser chip? I don't think we necessarily need both. It'd be nice if we get both, but I don't think it's necessary. If we get one or the other, I'd be happy with that. But like Lee said on his stream, and I just saw it just now, I'd like us to make a damn sale. But that's more what's worrying me, that we're going to see the likes of your Mkhitaryan's, your Mustafis, your people like that rolling out, your Ozils. I mean, Ozil, to be honest, part of me just resigned myself to seeing him next season. So it's like, I'm not even sweating. But at least get the rest of them out. Get the rest of them out. Because the only way you stand a chance of selling Ozil is by rocking his world and getting rid of his little motley crew guys. Get rid of them all. So he's at least unsettled, and then maybe you have half a chance of actually selling it. Mr. Hodge. Kahneman is basically a shit Socrates, which can't be good. I don't agree with you. I think he's better. I think he's better than Socrates. I don't agree with you. And if he comes, I'll look forward to bringing this comment up again. Boycat Boyce. He had a solid season, but he's getting to that age. I'm beginning to think we're not going to make any too many changes. This transfer window has been so underwhelming. Mike, you're an Arsenal fan. You're an Arsenal fan. When our transfer window is not like this, if you're wondering why I'm not bitching too much about it, it's because I'm hardened to this. I'm hardened to this. 3 years ago, the thing that made me Wenger out in the first place was the year where we bought Czech really quickly. I thought, okay, cool. What else are we going to do? Oh, so we're not going to... Oh, we're really not going to... Oh, we didn't buy anybody fucking else. It can't get much worse than that. so to me, I'm hardened to this. I'm hardened to this. I'm not even going to get wound up the way people are. It is what it is. It's frustrating, but this is the life we chose. We chose this. I'm not talking about we as fans. We as a collective, as a club, collective, chose this idiot to be in charge. We just have to sit here and bear it. Saka's been training with the first team. He will continue to be training, DC, but he's not been officially promoted. So he's still got his same shirt number. He's still expected to be Steve Ball's key guy. And then on the odd occasion, he may feature if there's an injury crisis or whatever. As I expect, Emil Smith-Rowe would be on the same sort of understanding if he's not loaned out again. I suspect he might be. They deserve it. Please don't forget, please do give this video a massive thumbs up. I know I bitch and moan about it. Please do. It always helps if it get noticed. When will ever be reviewed, build? Good question. Is the copper done? That's a good question. I'm expecting sometime this week. I hate Iwobi. He's shit. Okay. Okay. But Arsenio, do you hate Ozil? That's the real question. Because Iwobi at least outperformed Ozil. I'd rather Ryan Fraser or Malcolm or Zaha. Both would be cheaper, younger. Zaha ain't worth 70 million. Alex, I am with you on the fact that Zaha ain't worth 70 million. I'm with you on the fact that I probably prefer Ryan Fraser or Malcolm in terms of price. In terms of talent, I think Zaha's better than Fraser, to be honest. In spite of Fraser's numbers, yes. I think they both cost the same. I think Zaha has the highest ceiling. But in terms, when taking into account their price, then yeah, I prefer Fraser. Having said that, for me, I'm still amazed that we ain't made some sort of play for Ziyech. I'm amazed. But it is what it is. I'm still expecting him to go to Liverpool, and I'm starting to make peace with that in my head. Eddie is going to be the change. Maybe that's what we're waiting for, Adam. Who knows? Maybe. Bro, that check season is ridiculous. 100%. 100%. And that was what turned me into Wenger out. Because I was always a bit like oh, it's just a senile granddad type of attitude with Wenger. But then that summer, I was just like, this motherfucker can't be serious. And that was where he lost me. I'll be honest. He lost me in that moment. This window sums up Arsenal, linked to everyone, but only sign on the cheap young players. Like I say, Ozzy, for me, I'm not necessarily against the idea of younger players. We've turned overnight, seemingly, into an old team. When you really take a step back in our team, we've got so many 30-something-year-olds. You know, when you look at Socrates, Uber's just turned 30. Mkhitaryan's just turned 30. Ozil's 30. Like, what the fuck? When did we get so old? Monreal is 30. So, sorry, 33. All right, Checkers now bounced. But my man was what, 36, 37? Like, when did we get so old? So I don't mind that. Plus, you're looking around at other teams around the world. They are targeting young players. There is a reason for that, because the transfer market is so nuts that basically what you have to do now is, if there's any type of player with any sort of talent, you put down that dough and secure them early. And I think that's what the idea is behind the Saliba deal. Because I tell you what, if we didn't get this deal, you'd have gone to City next year for double the price, and we would have been sat here pissed. So let's see what happens. Still can't believe Aston Villa paid 20 million for Tyrone Mings. Nope. Neither can I. That's 10 million too much. Can we get back a Musinov, please? I think he's more likely to take over Everton than he would be to come back to us. Adam Roller's Ozil out. I'm with that. I subscribe to that. Chig, my guy, I agree with you on young players coming in. However, we need defenders now. Most important. Ozzy, don't get it twisted, brother. I subscribe to that idea too. Young players are very important, and it's all well and good. We've got Saliba for next season, but we need a defender for now. 100%. That was what I said literally at the beginning of the stream. Like, it's all well and good that we've got these players now, but what are we going to do for the future? Because we can't rest on our laurels. We need something to improve the team now, improve that defense now. And I do think that if we improve those fullbacks, it will go a long way to doing that. Is Emma Smith Rowe going to get loaned out? That's my suspicion, Herb. I've not heard anything, but that's my suspicion. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to the club that he just left. Chig, we need to sell Chambers higher than 15 million. I agreed with yesterday's video. Oh, 100%. I think it's appalling that we're the only team that doesn't seem to know how to sell players. Newcastle can extract top value for average players, but we can't? Man, what's going on? Kroenke out, or give Kroenke a chance. I am Kroenke out, but I suppose I'm both in a way, which I know is such a fucking cop-out, but I'm both in a way, because I am Kroenke out. Like, for me, if you could replace him today, I'd be ecstatic. I would be, because I don't think he has the best interest of the club. Honestly, I don't think he gives a damn. I genuinely don't think he gives a damn. But I'm also of the belief that, listen, it's the 7th of July. People are only starting to buy shit, people, really, over the last week. So I'm not going too nuts just yet. But I will say this, as I've said for the entire summer, if it gets to the end of July and we are still talking about the fact that we've only brought in one Brazilian and maybe complete the deal for Saliba, we won't be here until next season. Sign me up to whatever protest, whatever petition, whatever you want me to sign up to, I will sign it up. So yeah, for me, I'm just not losing my head about this transfer window just yet. We need to let so many players go elsewhere and do well. Just give them a run out of games. I think Zaha was a hoax from Arsenal. It kept us distracted for the last 2 weeks. Mike Hodge, I think that's a very interesting and cynical view on Arsenal, but it wouldn't surprise me either. That's a sad thing. Remember, guys, do put a massive like up on this video. Almost 100 people watching. Not nearly enough likes. Please do crush that like button for me. Hit the subscribe, the subscribe button, particularly if it's the first time you're watching. I do appreciate it. I am just over 200 subscribers away from my beginning of season target. So I've got a month to get to 5K. On the road to 5K. I'm almost there. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it moving and help me get to that target. I appreciate you all, yeah? Thank you, Boots. I hope you blocked that Eagle Eye person as well. Fucking hell, man. What is going on? The real chick has arrived. What a joker. Yes, that is fake chick. That is fake chick. People have got time. For me, I will never understand why I think to myself, oh, you know what? I'm going to take my time to open a YouTube channel. And you know what? Because I see Chig always likes going on live, I'm going to make a YouTube channel that looks just like Chig. I'm going to steal his icon. I'm going to put it on there. And yeah, I'm going to fool people into think that they're talking to Chig because I don't have enough of a personality to come up with my own shit. I've never understood that. I've never understood that. But each their own. What are your thoughts on Turkish's protests? From Alex George. For me, I felt bad for him that not enough people turned up. I like Turkish a lot. Me and him are from the same area. Turns out we went to the same school, which is kind of weird. So yeah, for me, I'd like to see the brother do well. I know he had a lot of effort into his protests, and not nearly enough people turned up. For my own opinion, and it's just my opinion, I just felt like the timing of it was off. I feel like it would have been more effective towards the end of this month. But he said he was aware of the time he was doing it. He was committed to doing it, and power to him. Believe me, I agree with the sentiments of it. The only thing we disagree on is the timing. That's all. Because I think if you're going to get people to buy into your cause, they need to agree. And I think most people agree that Stan is not great for the club. But I think for protests, you need people to buy into your cause. And I don't just mean lip service on Twitter. People need to really be committed to your cause. And I just don't think enough people believed that the timing of the protest was the right thing. Especially because I've heard so many people talk about how they're going to buy the kit. It just didn't make no sense. Chicken Lee, big farty funder, Ozil guys. Trust me when I say this, Lee will throw the biggest party. Lee will throw the biggest party. Trust me on that one. Hit the notification bell. Yes, please. Fake chickers, I'll only see you next Tuesday. 100%, Jermaine. 100%, brother. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why not just come up with your own shit? Like, instead of going through, because we blocked him because before he had 1 subscriber. So this must be someone who set up deliberately a brand new account, gone through the exact same effort of taking my icon, making sure that he spells Buna Eagle Eye just like the I spelled it, just so that Lee can respond to him, which is basically the reason that I say it's a he, because I don't believe a girl would be that stupid. So, yeah, it's just it's flattering, I guess. It is a flattering. Like Ozzy Greener says, you should, thank you, brother. You're a legend, and people want to be you. Not even. I guess it's flattering that people feel like, well, I'm gonna be chick just so that I can get my questions answered. That's the only thing I can think of. And then it is closing on a move to Bordeaux, according to reports. I did see the source of that. I'm not going to comment on it just yet. But I didn't like the source. So, believe it or not, people, I don't like to just bring you any transfer story. But I did see that story, yes. I'm not sure about the source of that yet. Xhaka should leave. Don't get it started, Majid. But I don't think there's much chance of that. I think he's more likely to leave at the end of next season, but not this summer. Not in my opinion. I think he'll want to put himself in the shop window via the Euros. I think that will have our best chance of selling Xhaka then. Now, I think he's committed to staying. And to be fair, listen, I'd love Xhaka to leave. But if he was to stay one more season, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just want everyone else to leave. You know, Xhaka, you guys know, was on my chopping block, so I want him to leave. But it wouldn't be an amazing disaster if he stayed. What would be a disaster to me is if Mustafi stayed, Mkhitaryan stayed. In a lot of ways, if Ozil stays, because this motherfucker will affect the dressing, the ambiance of the fucking dressing room. I know he will. Because he just seems like that type of guy. Yeah, Turkish is the GOAT. Don't want. Always says something controversial. So whenever he says something, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Right, let's see what he's saying. Let's have spent 40 million today. Just let that sink in. Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I had to just put on the fucking fan. But is it hot in here? I'd say 95% Ozil staying. Can't see him leaving. 100% Alex. Because the team that he's being linked with is fucking Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce ain't got dough. He ain't going nowhere. Mr. Luke. Tierney will get a serious backlash from Celtic fans if Rangers end up winning the SPL. You reckon? Yeah, players come and go all the time. Fuck me. Their manager left with 10 games to go, or however many games to go, because fucking Leicester came in for him. I mean, Leicester. I think the fans recognize that the league has only so far. There is only so high you can go in that. There's only so many things you can win in that league. You know? And you best believe that kid wants to come. And he's a Celtic fan, mind you. But that kid wants to come. Boots, I know you're doing an awesome job. Brother, with that fake chick, just ban him. Just hide user from channel. Don't even waste time. It's just unbelievable. Ghana are awful. I retracted it. Under 200 subs left. 5K, keep it up, chick. Thank you, Herb. I appreciate it. Definitely under 200, so let's drive it through the 5K. drive it through to 5K and drive them likes through the 50 mark. You know, I like you guys doing that when I'm live. Arsenal want to split the wage with Fenerbahce, but it's not just the wage. It's not, bro. Supposedly, this is what I've heard from Fenerbahce fans. Obviously, in North London, I know a lot of Turkish man that support Fenerbahce and Besiktas and Galatasaray, to be fair. And the Fenerbahce fans tell me straight, even if you half his wages, they can't afford that. This is their boss. I don't know Fenerbahce's situation. This is what I've been told. Arsenal could have 150 million to spend, sell a few, loan out a few. If Kroenke died, don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Damn, Bernie. It'd still be sad. Listen, someone's passed away. It'd still be sad. Can't have that much hate for someone. I'll let you guys on a little secret. I probably shouldn't say this or that, but we're family people. We're family. I'll tell you. So I had a friend recently contact me today. I say a friend, a former friend, contact me today. I won't go into the ins and outs of what happened, but it was pretty bad. It happened 10 years ago, funny enough, this year. Something really bad happened to him. And I'll be honest with you, so he messaged me on Facebook regarding, just like apologizing for what happened 10 years ago, that things have happened recently that made him have a newfound appreciation for the things that's done wrong. I was debating because in my mind I was thinking, listen, I don't want to open that old wound again. It's been 10 years. Neither of us are the same person, but I just don't want to get into that again, right? And in my mind, my first instinct was, I'm just going to ignore it. But then I thought, you know what? What kind of dickhead would I be if I can't respond to him, given what has happened? I won't go into what has happened either. Even if it's the last ounce of respect I had for our previous friendship, I will still say, all right, let me not blast it completely on there as to what happened. But something tragic happened. So I thought to myself, you know what? Let me at least extend my condolences. Because I just felt like I can't have that hatred take over me, And it's just the same thing with this Kroenke thing. For me, this Kroenke thing, I know a lot of people hate him. I get it. But my gosh, if he died. I'd like to think even fucking Lee would be sad if Arsene Wenger passed away tomorrow. Can't have that type of hatred for someone. Anyway, you people always make me digress on shit. 2 days ago it was about movies. Now it's about life. Cigars are lovely. Don't want to do some weird shit again. Thank you, VP. Oh, VP on the scene. Boots Mod Fund. He deserves that. I'm telling you, for Boots, I need to meet you to buy you the amount of drinks you need in order to be this mod team. Fucking hell, he's got this fake chick is dedicated. I ain't gonna lie, I'm flattered. I am flattered. I am flattered that he feels the need to do this. I am flattered. Wow. That is a different level of dedication right there. But yes, big up. Leave fake chick alone. He's done nothing wrong. See, this is the type of thing, Don Juan. One of these days, I'm going to put you on timeout. Now you're going to wonder why, and that's because these kind of comments right there. The thing is, Don Juan, I wouldn't even mind, but at least do you know what? I would say leave fake chick alone if he completely makes it look like there's a difference between our names. If he put Guna Eagle Eye and it was obvious it weren't me, stay in the fucking chat. I don't mind. Because you're right, technically he hasn't said anything wrong, he hasn't done anything wrong. But at least don't make it look exactly like mine. Fuck. Have a little bit of a difference. Do you think lemons will make a difference at Arsenal? Spliff tastes nicer. Love the podcast chick. Always watch this. Keep it up. Thank you, Simon. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love, brother. I hope you subscribed. Willock and Nelson have been promoted to the first team. Your thoughts on youth? Literally, I've just talked about this. You might want to just rewind back. Just talked about this. Ozzy Guna, if Kroenke isn't going to invest in signings, he should at the very least give Arsenal fan lifetime supply of green to deal with the stress. You love your weed, boy. There's always a mention of weed, spliffs, or something. Chig, do you rate Lima of Southampton? Not as much as everybody else. I must admit. Mind you, is he better than Xhaka? Yeah. so yeah, when I look at it like that. The big swig fund. Thank you, brother. I can't find my rum, otherwise I'll take another one. Must have finished it. Not knowing. We talk about Kroenke, not Wenger. Yeah, we talk about Kroenke. Someone is always on the edge of an argument. You watch his next comment. It'll be something else. Fuck that chick. I'm throwing a party when that fucker dies. See what I'm saying? That's Don Juan right there. That's he is the resident heel of the chat room. The resident heel. This is the only original chick. There's only one original chick. Yes, there is, Iffy. Apparently, the Tierney deal is stalling. Very disappointing. Oh, see, I'm hearing different rumors. One is saying that they're in advanced talks. Now you're saying it's stalling. Oh, boy. Majid, Arsenal are not willing to pay a few extra million for Tierney. There were a lot of fake chicks on Chicks' channel. It's crazy because I can't. Yeah, I might just stop going into Lee's chat so that stops happening. It's nuts. Bellerin is great. It's been announced. Joe Ince, good for him. Doesn't make a lick of difference how he plays football. Shouldn't really say lick when I'm talking about that, but you get my drift. Do you think Arsenal can finish above Spurs this season? Not at the moment. Pains me to say that, but not at the moment. Arsenal at the end of the transfer window. Has anyone seen Kroenke at an Arsenal game? Outside of a final? No. Yeah, it's clear that the Tierney deal is on the edge. Because Arsenal are trying to play a high stakes poker game with someone with very little patience. I just don't know if they're going to win this battle. Just give this team what they're looking for. Because I'm going to lie, if Arsenal blow this Tierney deal, people are going to be pissed. People are going to be pissed. And the only way they're not going to be pissed is if they end up getting Chilwell, which you know Arsenal have zero chance of getting. Just seal this deal while you can, for fuck's sake. See? You see? He's obviously listened. Now he could stay in the chat. Because at least the fake chick is now put on a different icon. And I'll even answer his question. And you see Gabriel Martinelli getting into the first team. Not for maybe 18 months, fake chick. Not for 18 months, I would say. Chick, who's your favourite Arsenal player? Mine is Holding. Just seems so humble. I love seeing him perform under Emre. Did you watch that Holding documentary on the Arsenal YouTube channel? Very interesting. Go watch it if you've not watched it already. Very, very good. It was a good watch. I really liked it. Just got to know him a little bit better. I like Holding. I do like Holding. My favourite Arsenal player at the moment is probably Lacazette. Favorite, I sound cringy saying that. All these motherfuckers piss me off. So maybe favorite is a bit of a generous word, but the one I like the best is Lacazette. Come on, boys. Come on, guys. Smash the likes. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, brother. Chick, Catherine Zeta-Jones. You guys love giving me beautiful women to compare. I love that, by the way, because that could go the other way. Start giving me ugly ones to compare. Catherine Zeta-Jones or Salma Hayek. I think, particularly back in the day, Catherine Zeta-Jones used to be fly. But Salma Hayek, whether it's now, whether it's 10 years ago, whether it was 20 years ago, is all kinds of fine. Salma Hayek. I've had a crush on her for some time. So yes. VP overtime fund, right? I know. I should have been gone by now. I'll make it a full hour. So according to the stream, I've been on for 51 minutes. Let's make it 9 more minutes and I'm out. 9 more minutes and I'm out. Smash Salma Hayek. She's sexy. There you go. See? I told you that would be a popular choice. And then it could be out the door of France. What are your thoughts on that chick? Let me see, Ryan. Let me see. I didn't like the source that came from. I'm going to hold fire on that until I see some substance to it. But let me see. Let me see. Oh, right. Good man, VP. Thank you, VP. There's my other generous one. Rob, J. Rob, I see you, brother. Welcome. Why don't Arsenal go straight for a player when they come up for sale? Because, Alec, they're trying to negotiate. I know, right? I get it. Every team likes to negotiate. But these guys are so painfully embarrassing when it comes to negotiations. Like, how are we the only team, right, that is money conscientious, but yet whenever we're trying to negotiate for a player, it just comes across as amateurish and embarrassing. It's ridiculous. Like, you don't hear about these struggles about Burnley missing out on a player because they didn't give the club what they looked for. It's just unbelievable. YRB being linked with a £70 million Zaha, what we could do with two £35 million centre backs. Yep. I think that's the view of most people. Like, we should be focusing on throwing money on that defence. Forget everywhere else. Just play that defence. Which, to be honest, I agree with. I co-sign on that. That's why I think the Malcolm deal on loan makes so much sense, because you don't need to actually spend money. You still brought in someone to play on the wing, and then you can focus your resources, which are supposedly limited, on that defense. Fuck a Zaha. My gosh. David Key, hi Chig, great show, mate. If we lose our Nene, who's going to pass back to Cyprus? Man, you forget that Granit Xhaka is still there. David, you forget. We still got someone to do that. Don't worry about that. Holden will be back stronger. I hope so, Herb. I hope so. Good talent. My 9-minute fun. Thank you, Fifi. Watch my next username. It's going to be Bruce Lee. Have you seen his picture on Twitter? See him as a little kid with a bruised banana kit. Mr. George, you still look like the original. If he looks like the original, ban him. Fake chick. I didn't see fake chick. Make a question. Did you make a question? Sorry for using your name. I just wanted Lee to ask my questions. I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to voice note him. So I found out that the guy making the guy making my using my name wants to use my name because he thinks you're gonna answer the question. Oh shit! I knew it. I knew that was the reason. It's smart when you think about it. Jessica Alba chick. Oh yeah, Jessica Alba's gorgeous. Listen, I love all your would you rather questions. So keep those up. I'm not banning those. Chig, the battle of fat asses. Nicki Minaj or Carti. Oh. So I'm just gonna be real. I do think Carti has the better bum because even though they're both fake bums, I think Carti's bum is better. But I would rather Nicki. Alright, I just got a feeling Nicki will be freakier in the bedroom. That's just my view. That's just my view. So yeah, Nicki all day. Plus, I think she's better looking, to be honest. But argue, yeah. I almost changed my mind there. Yeah, I'll stick with Nicki. Good question though. That one's closer than I thought. Mia Khalifa, Kerry Katona. And there you go. There's heel Don Juan at it again, asking the ridiculous. Mia all day long. I rate Mia more than most. I must admit, people like fronting like she ain't that nice. Like, all right, yeah, there are nicer porn stars out there, but I still think she's nice. Any news on Nkwanku? Yeah, so I did see that story. The Nkwanku deal. Apparently, he's holding out on moving to Arsenal. Sorry, he's holding out on moving to RB Leipzig because he's waiting on Arsenal to make an offer. Supposedly, Emre is a huge fan of him and is ready to make said offer. The understanding from our point of view is that he is the number 3 backup choice if Zaha doesn't come off, Malcolm doesn't come off, then it will be him. So the idea is that they're going to bring in a winner. They just don't know because obviously with the Malcolm deal, supposedly with his agent is seeing 2 sets of clubs today. One of which is believed to be Arsenal. The other is believed to be Everton. So it just depends on what he likes more, I guess. I love my Irish people. What up? What up, Mr. Doherty? What up? Love my Irish people. And I'll tell you, you'll know that because my usual listener, Emily, Miss Mortimer, is Irish as well. And she knows I got love for my Irish folk. Dot Cotton or Madge Bishop. Oh my gosh. Madge, give me a little bit of Madge, Arsenio. Give me a little bit of Madge. Arsenal transfers are so slow. Why? Because we have a slack board and a slack team. Henny Fund. Thank you, VP. Thank you, brother. Now, have to show me around the West Coast when I'm next there. Is it the West Coast you're at? Or is it the East? No, I said that's probably the East. Hey, yo. Do I like Oasis? What, the drink? Yeah. What? I heard my name. There you go. There's my Irish people then. There's Mortimer in the house. What up, what up, what up, what up? Love Irish women. There you go. There's your Irish woman right there. Miss Mortimer's in the house. Will Saliba get announced tomorrow? Possibly. Tomorrow or Wednesday. Vladimir Putin. Tomorrow or Wednesday for sure. Liam Brody is probably the reason why most Irish fans support Arsenal. Yeah, Irish fans tend to either support Arsenal or United, so I'm told. Or Celtic. Forgot Celtic. Or Celtic. Garner out. What the fuck? I ain't surprised, yo. Listen, heavy shot. My mate supports Ghana, and he was telling me from day dot he ain't expecting Ghana to do well. So he was correct. I don't want to talk too much shit because I know Arsenal play their quarterfinals soon. Not like soon today, but soon generally. Go on the Irish. Go on the Irish. We are everywhere, folks. What do you think about Claude from Arsenal Fan TV? I love Claude. 2 bits. In fact, so much so, I was talking to Lee about this the other day. I'm going to have him on the show a lot more during the course of next season. I've got to talk to Claude himself. Obviously, I've got to talk about his availability and that. But I love Claude to bits. Love him to bits. We don't agree on everything, but I like that. You know, I like that. I like that. Really, Arsenio? She alright. She alright. She alright. She's overrated though. Sophie Rose or Anita Jones? For me, Aussie would be Anita. For me, I think Anita's gorgeous. Claude is on. Claude is a legend, brother. He's a legend. Love him to bits. Yes, Emily, I appreciate it. Anita too. Give me both of them. Claude's reacts are legendary. He is a legend, Ramadan. Full stop. Aicha, do you think we'll continue to play 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs? I personally think this did not work last season. Let me tell you something, David. I discussed this yesterday. In fact, I'll discuss this in my new chopping block, which I've recorded. I've just not edited, probably. So that should drop tomorrow. Spoiler alert, it's about the reason why I'd sell Seed Kolasinac. And I go into depth about why I'd sell him and the reasons behind that. And I explain a lot in that, my kind of theory and thought process behind that. So look out for that. It will drop tomorrow. Promise. Okay. I said 9 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. So, I'm going to... Oh, all right, I'll go to 11. 11 and I'm out. Because my gosh, it's going late. 11 and I'm out. Because I'm working tomorrow, albeit working from home. In greener terms, he's royalty. 100%, Emily. 100%. Plus, he's he's very well liked. If you know him, you know listen, despite how strong his views are, the guy is a lovely, lovely bloke. Lovely bloke. And he wouldn't harm anyone just because he has strong views. But with this thing, as soon as you have strong views, good luck. And that's the problem. That is the problem. But now I've got a lot of time for Claude. Good people. Would you be surprised if Arsenal managed to somehow bring Saliba for the season? Yeah, I would be. Because listen, Saliba, they don't even put recall clauses in their own players. How much more in a player that just signed? No chance. No chance. Boots, get chicks to USA. USA. Boots, are you from the USA? Sophie fancies troops anyway. Oh dear, you man are trying to get troops thrown out of his yard, bro. I ain't even gonna speculate like that. Even I've commented too much on girls. My girl will watch this and be like, "You think who's gorgeous? Babe, those celebrities." I'm just saying. Extra overtime fun. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I need extra Henry fun. That's what I really need. Boots, get chick to the USA. Come on, Jordan. I love my fine ass women. Listen, I love the would you rather questions. Just keep it moving. Keep it going. I'll keep answering them. We've got 6 more minutes. 6 more minutes, and I'm out. I'm a chick. You know it. We know you love me, bro. Thank you, Sonia. Do I like Ty? Yeah, from what I've seen of him. Listen, to me, I don't need to agree with someone to like or dislike him. With Ty, I disagree with most of the things he says. I don't dislike him. Plus, he's Nigerian, so I got time for him already. He's got that much advantage already. No, yeah, I don't mind Ty. I don't know him, but I don't mind him. Can you say happy birthday to Bend Over? Really? Happy birthday, Bend Over. Yeah, I live in Colorado. Oh, Boots, this entire time I thought you were British. Okay, fair play to you, brother. Fair play. Colorado as well, As Louis would say, it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Beautiful. Troops is cool. Listen, I ain't messing with Troops' relationship, yo. I ain't even speculating. I'm gonna give the boy respect. 10 rules of the game. Good evening. Good evening. I'll move to Sophie if I see her. Watch. Careful, brother. Careful. Don't let them tits hypnotize you. Careful. They are just boobs. They are just boobs. Chig, when can I get you on my channel? Soon, bro. Listen, I'm hard pressed to go on my own channel, Ryan. Trust me on that one. But if anyone hasn't already, go hit the subscribe button for Ryan's channel. There you go. There's your plug, brother. But soon. I'll give you another chance. I already know the question that Waze is about to come out with. I'll give you another chance. Would you rather ask to win the treble or win it? Fuck you. Anyone who doesn't know what that question's about, watch yesterday's stream. Wes. 24-hour stream. Oh, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, bro. My voice is going, and I've only been on the stream just over an hour with you guys. Couldn't do it. I'd give her a heavy shot. Oh, blimey, guys. All of this thirst for Sophie, yeah? See, this is why people like Emily keep quiet when they're watching me. They don't even like making a comment because of all this thirst going on in the chat. I'm originally from Texas. Oh, you're a Texan as well, Boots. Okay, I'm learning about my listeners here. I'm learning about it. I'd have never had you down for that. I would have thought you were British. Just because of your demeanor. I would have thought you were from London. Fair play to you there, Boots. Fair play. Just look at Leicester. Bruv, Maz, I've literally just said the same thing. Trust me. Newcastle can sell players. We can't sell players. You know, Leicester can buy players. We can't buy players. What's going on, man? What's going on? Arsenal should buy Boateng. Nah, not for me. I'd have loved Boateng about 4 years ago. Not now. Would I rather Alex Morgan or... Who's Alex Morgan again? Is Alex Morgan the USA goalkeeper? Not goalkeeper, the player that was doing all those celebrations the other day. She's kind of nice still. Is it that one, Vlad? Before I answer the question. Right, I've been with chicks as fine as Sophie. You think you got game like that? All right, Arsenio. I would love to see how you move. You need to film that shit and somehow put it on your Insta so I can see this game of yours. Let me see this game of you get a Sophie. If you get this game right now, the ratings I'll give you on my channel. Apparently, Emre wants Malcolm on loan. Yeah, Brandon, I was just saying that earlier in the stream. Apparently, he's met with the agent today. So, bear in mind, the agent was also speaking to another club. So, let's see. Is she fired? Really? I think she's alright. I don't see it myself. I'll be honest. I don't see it. She's got tits, but that's it. And bear in mind, I'm a tit guy, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not over it. I'm not that impressed. Yeah, she is the USA striker. She is nice. I ain't gonna lie. I think she's well nice. Now, when she was talking about the criticism she was getting for that celebration, she came across a bit feisty. I kind of like that though. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like that. I'd still pick Anita though, just because Anita is special kind of hot. Oh, Don Juan with the heel comment. Listen, I ain't gonna talk about Sophie like that, but it's just my opinion. I don't think she's as amazing or flawless as you guys are making out. That's just my view, though. Not seen the Brazilian women's keeper, but I am going to Google it straight after this because I like heavy shot. You suggested a couple of girls I like the sound of, so I might Google that later. All right, so it's now 11:15. Should be bouncing. VP, fire up the extra fun. We're going 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes and I'm out. I'm enjoying myself. Fuck it. I've got a bit of a crush for Vivian. I'll tell you what, let me ask all of you motherfuckers a question, right? Including you, Emily. I see you watching and not saying nothing. Who is your weirdest crush? No judgment from anybody. I'll even tell you mine after you tell me yours. Who is your weirdest crush? There's my question to you. Go. Your weirdest crush. I genuinely want to know the answer to this question. Ariana Grande. No, not for me, bro. She looks about 13. Couldn't do it. Susan Boyle. I'm being serious, people. Your absolute weirdest crush. I'm going to be Susan Boyle. Bella Thorne. She's sexy, but has a hairy legs. Major turn off for me. All the Power Rangers when I was a kid. Okay, wherever floats your boat. Theresa May. Oh gosh, that is a weird one. Weirdest crush, like like unpopular opinion, ones that people won't necessarily come out with. I'll give you an example. Admittedly, only the UK people will know this. If you watch the BBC, there is a weather girl called Carol. I don't know what it is about her because she's about late 50s, 60s. My weirdest crush, easily. I'll be honest. No, not Lorraine Kelly. Look out the BBC. Someone called Carol. Carol the weather girl on BBC. Google it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Jane Douglas, Pat Butcher, Lorraine Kelly. Oh, Lorraine Kelly is yours, huh? Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Okay. She ain't bad for an older woman. She ain't bad. James May. Okay. James May. James May, you know. Madge Bishop. You are obsessed with Madge Bishop. So, yeah. Yeah, I know, I should. I'm enjoying myself though, right? When you're interacting like this, it's fun. Jennifer Aniston. I'll tell you what, Ozzy, you're not far off. You know when Jennifer Aniston was in Horrible Bosses? Oh, mind you, I didn't really fancy Jennifer Aniston like that. But the brunette look and the character she was playing, I was like, oh, come on. Emilia Clarke. Really? Okay, interesting. She is good looking, Don Juan. She is good looking. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Oh, Boots. Might check her out. Late show, my G. Libsy, trust me, I'm about to wind down. I ask these lot of questions, and I'm getting things like Madge Bishop and Pat Butcher. Oh, they serious. You know what? Just for asking me if I support Spurs. Nah, stop out of here. Look. Boots, I got this one. Don't worry about it. Steven Seagal. Really, Emily? You like your bit of Steven, yeah? Okay. To Google Alison Stoke. This better be worth it. I will Google it. This better be worth it, though. Alison Stoke, yeah? Nice. Yeah, she's good looking. Bit skinny for me, but good looking. Big Mama from Big Mama's house. Whatever floats your boat, Chris, no judgment, brother. Carol Kirkwood. That's the one. That's the one, Vlad. There you go. Yeah, brother. You could. It's probably obvious once you Google it. Why I like her. Oh man. Let's just say I need a glimpse every time I'm about to set up for work in the morning, and I'm right. I admit it's a weird crush. The other weird crush I have is Helen Mirren. Again, I understand it's a weird crush, but that's the point of a weird crush. Taylor Swift or Katy Perry? Uh, who's, damn it, Rollins. That's a good question. Because here's the thing on pure aesthetics, I think Taylor Swift is hotter, but I also imagine her to be more of a dickhead. So I think Katy Perry. Plus, I also think Katy Perry will be a little bit freakier in the bedroom. Yeah. You can see the type of girl I like. Someone a bit of freak to them. Oh, also, Carol Vorderman, another. Her body, I don't give a damn if she's 60. It's smoking hot. Chick, if you haven't seen Yannick Garcia, oh, brother, come on, Aussie Gunnar. Come on, dog. One of my weird crushes is a weather girl. Do you think I'm not going to know who the hottest weather girl in the world is? Come on, brother. Come on, fam. Come on, guy. I like my white girls too. Don't get it twisted. Before I answer this question, Chris, because you got a bad man first name, I'm old. What does SMA mean? I'm probably worried to ask you that question, but someone please clarify it for me. Katy Perry for me. Helen Mirren is one of them sexy grannies. 100%, bro. Katie Abado. I like Katie Abado too, Majid. Bit skinny for me. Bit skinny. We are a horrendous lot. We've gone from 2 days ago, we were talking all movies, to today, we are just being misogynistic men. I apologize, ladies. We will stop this conversation now. Let's bounce up out of here. People, you just mentioned Katie Riley and Kirsty Gallagher. I love those two. But anyway, yes, I did see them, VP. Thank you, brother. As always, I saw the rum one. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. The 5 minute extra fund and the phone rum bottle. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Did you clarify what SMA is? I want to answer, because Chris donated, I want to answer his question. But I need clarification. What does SMA mean? Vlad, come on now. She's more than just a big butt. Come on now. Poor Emily, indeed. I'm so sorry, Emily. And any other female that might be watching this, including probably my girlfriend. Chicks, where to go? Thank you, VP. Oh, shag, marry, avoid to I'm 30. Can't be doing SMA. You got to establish shag, marry, or avoid. Listen, come on now. I respect any gay people. Gay pride was just this weekend. Power to that. I don't swing like that, though, bro. I don't swing like that. Give me a real SMA. I'm gonna sign off with a real SMA. Make it a good one. Make it at least female. That's all I ask. At least female. It could be an ugly girl group, whatever. Just make it at least female. Just to sign off with. And again, just to reiterate to Emily, even the heel Don Juan is saying it. I'm sorry, Emily. Would I smash Idris Elba? See, that type of bar, I'm going to ignore. Of course, AWAS, you can talk about anything. Because apart from anything, AWAS, let's be real here, right? The first half of this was about Arsenal. It's depressing about Arsenal. Therefore, it's good sometimes to just take your mind off it and talk about anything else. Anything else. This admittedly went a little bit left, talking about women. And again, I can't reiterate, I apologize. But we're kicking it. We all friends out here. Come on, give me an SMA, people. SMA and amount. Talisa from N-Dubs. before her stupid filler surgery was fine as fuck. Majib, you're not wrong. I thought she was really good looking. But for me, it wasn't so much the surgery that fucked her up. It was that damn sex tape. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That sex tape made me think, oh no. You know, when girls are insulting you over your sex tape, you done fucked up. And that's what happened with Talisa. That's what killed the buzz for guys in Talisa. Because she is a good looking girl. But that sex tape, girls were going in. Guys didn't even say too much. Girls were like, damn, that girl can't suck dick properly. And when the girls say that about each other, you know you done fucked up. Cool, this went well. This went real left, didn't it? Real left. All right. I was waiting for an SMA. You guys have flopped the show out here. So I'm out of here. I hope for what it was worth, you guys enjoyed this gathering of mine. It was supposed to be an eagle eye. It still is. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Please do remember before you go, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is what we do, bro. We have fun. Because when I go live, it could be literally about anything. I shit you not. For those of you who didn't watch Saturdays, we literally just spoke about movies for the last half an hour. Unfortunately, we've also just spoken about women for the last half an hour. Nothing particularly bad, though. So I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Please tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the show. And I appreciate it. It's Gay Pride today. All right. Because I'm comfortable in my sexuality, and that's your second donation, and you've got a bad man first name, I'm going to answer your fucking question, right? Marry Aubameyang, because that guy has an amazing swag with cars. Beat Vardy. And avoid Lingard. I couldn't do it, bro. I'd have to fly kick him in the face. Couldn't do it. So there you go. There's your question answered. All right? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed your video. I hope you enjoyed the answer. Only caught the half of this damn Wi-Fi. Well, Emily, if you want to hear about Arsenal stuff, go to the beginning of this. Probably avoid the end of this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please do hit that subscribe button. Please do crush that like button. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we're not just objectifying women tomorrow. We are actually talking about football. And yeah. You're like the dodgy uncle I've ever had. That's not a good thing. And I'm too young to be anybody's motherfucking uncle, all right? Enough of that uncle talk. All right? There'll be a friend of mine laughing his head off hearing somebody call me uncle. That's an own private joke. Anyway, we out of here, people. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Peace.